who you are.
Thank you. Jeffrey Anderson, a researcher of neural pathways at the University of Utah, once said, "Music allows you to break through the noise and reach the brain in ways other stimuli can't." My name is Tessa Thomas, and for my senior project, I focused on music, memory, and the brain. Specific areas in the brain comprehend music. One example could be the auditory cortex, while another, the supplementary motor cortex. Through my research, I found that people with neurodegenerative diseases rarely present with significant deficits in the processing of music. One study I came across was at the University of Amsterdam. Here, Alzheimer's patients were told to listen to 3 groups of music: long-known music, recently heard music, or unknown music to them. While they listened to this music, research used MRIs to look at their brain activity. The major finding in this study found that the supplementary motor cerebral cortex was largely associated with long-term musical memory. Another significant study that I found during my research was one conducted at the University of Utah. Here, it was a study with dementia patients listening to familiar music. Brain activity was recorded using an MRI as well in this instance. However, something else was tested. It was found that yes, music triggered areas in the brain to react to the music. However, music also triggered areas of the brain to communicate with one another. And these areas weren't even specifically involved with encoding music. Throughout this project, music strengthened regions in the brain as well as neural pathways. Music also has the ability to evoke musical memory. For people with neurodegenerative diseases, music regions are sometimes called islands of preservation. This is because these regions are the last to atrophy within the brain. The definition of music memory is the neural coding of musical experiences, the storage of these experiences, and the subsequent recall of this information. Through this process, I found that certain memories have the ability to be preserved for those with oncoming memory loss. Music is like an anchor, grounding the patient back to reality. Not only does music have the ability to affect anatomical features within the brain, however, I also found out that it has the ability to improve emotions. For people with dementia, they often feel more isolated apart from society. However, I found that music has the ability to break through a barrier by creating common ground, a comfortable environment, and an improvement of behavior. For part of my project, I volunteered at the Birches. This is a nursing home in Concord for patients with memory loss. Here, I interacted with patients through many ways, such as baking, listening to music, and doing puzzles. I incorporated more music into my project by making theme playlists for the residents at the Birches. One example would be the Big Band playlist, a 1950s playlist, and the Halloween playlist I have shown above. Through my reflection at volunteering at the Birches, I look back on one day when I was volunteering. We were all in a room called the Great Room. This is a common room where the residents would reside. And a worker at the Birches turned on music. Suddenly, the vibe just changed. All the residents focused on the music. Whether they were closing their eyes to reflect on the tune, tapping their foot to the rhythm, or just singing in precise unison to the song, everyone was paying attention. Through my project, I found that music is heavily influential. It affects anatomical features, it breaks emotional barriers, and evokes memories. Overall, I was able to see that music has the ability to influence mental processes and the brain, specifically for those with neurodegenerative diseases. With more research, we'll be able to truly understand how music affects us. Are there any questions?
Sorry, I'm full of questions today. So neuroscience is something you're interested in.
Yes.
Obviously music.
Mm-hmm.
Doing this project, has that given you a direction maybe, or of what your future might look like?
I would say that it gave me more I'm thinking about more going to research now than I was thinking about going into the medical field. So yes.